Session. Today is July 23rd, 2024. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Crawley. All right. As a reminder, this is a public meeting and is being recorded. For those of you calling in, please ensure that your line is muted. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Before starting our agenda, we have some very special guests with us today. Celebrated every July is Disability Pride Month, which raises awareness while honoring the history, achievements, experiences, uniqueness, and struggles of the disabled community. On July 26th, we will celebrate the passing of the Americans with Disabilities Act, or the ADA Act, a landmark legislation that broke down barriers and charted the path for inclusion in our society. While discrimination persists for 1 in 4 U.S. adults living with a disability here in Franklin County, we aim to promote visibility and serve as an example of inclusivity. Here to celebrate and uplift Disability Pride Month is one of our hometown heroes, Kevin Cantrell, a two-time Special Olympics powerlifting gold medalist, his mother Debbie, Coach Andrew, and joining him is Ryan Phillips, Franklin County's Director of Special Olympics with the Board of Developmental Disabilities. Welcome, Mr. Cantrell and Mr. Phillips. Come to the podium, and you can, that can be lowered or higher. Yep. You can raise that. There's a button that you can raise it. You see the down on the side, and it just to make that mic come to you a little better so that the folks can hear you. Good.
It's this button right here.
Come on, DCA. You don't know where the button is?
Oh, wrong direction.
Oh, there we go.
Here we
Adjustable.
go. Yeah.
Good deal.
Perfect.
There we go. Hello, Kevin. Thank you for having me out here today. And everyone else in attendance. Sure. My name is Kevin Cantrell. For those of you who know me and don't know me, I've been competing in powerlifting since 2010 with Special Olympics. From 2010 to 2015, I was with Clark County, and then I transitioned over to Franklin County in 2016. And now, I have a PR personal best on the deadlift of 535.
Oh my gosh. Clap for that. Yeah, are you kidding me? Are you? Who else here can lift that kind of weight? Nobody. All right. Yeah, sorry. That's a big deal.
Wow.
And now, who are you? Yeah, come on up. Don't try to hide in the crowd now. Come on up here and tell us more. This is a big deal.
I'm his powerlifting coach.
Okay.
My favorite memory for Special Olympics powerlifting was when I was competing at the 2022 Special Olympics USA Games.
Mm-hmm.
Proudest moment of my life.
And where was that?
That was over in Orlando, Florida.
Okay. Very nice.
And I had the privilege of going live on ESPN Sports Center that day. And I happened to inspire a celebrity in the process, none other than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay. Very nice.
And Tim Tebow. I was interviewed by him as well.
One of the things I just want to say about Kevin is so many times we think of sports, right, and it's the physical piece of it. What Kevin really embodies and encompasses is that well-rounded approach to all kind of sport, which is not only the mental training, right, recognizing like, hey, this is going to be hard. I'm going to have myself mentally prepared for this, and then exceptionally his nutrition, his regiment, his absolute just commitment to that is incredible. Whether he starts talking the food science of I'm gonna have this because it increases that, and kind of how that all works together is something that is absolutely just incredible to listen to. But Kevin's overall commitment to it, it is part of the fabric of who he is, not something that he does.
That's outstanding.
Thank you.
And Kevin, Kevin, what advice would you offer some aspiring powerlifters that might want to get where you've gotten, and any advice you would give them? And sounds like you've got a lot of good coaching and people around you, but what would you share with them?
I would share that everyone's on their own personal journey, and to get to where they want to go in a particular outlet or industry, especially with mine, I recommend taking it slow and not try to rush through the process, because learning is a lifelong journey, whether it's nutritionally, mentally, emotionally, physically, and anything really. And getting to know oneself especially is critical, because everyone operates differently, everyone's anatomy is different, and can't rush through that. Have to take your time, incorporate the daily habits, day by day, take it one step at a time, and gradually up the ladder for oneself, and keep pushing even when it's difficult, because that builds character.
Absolutely.
And the beauty's in the process.
Yep.
Well, that's advice. That's advice that's not just only good for sports or powerlifting. That's a good advice in life. And my colleagues may want to offer some comments too, but I would just say that you represent more than a gold medal. You represent more than just this region. And I want to just encourage you to continue investing in yourself, sharing your accomplishments with the rest of us so that we are a part of that. Kevin, I'll just say, man, I'm inspired. I feel inspired and I feel good just listening to you and your advice about taking it slow. Don't rush. Everyone is on their own journey. Invest in your daily habits and take it one step at a time. Those are things that I've written here as notes that I'm going to just reflect on today and really think about as I go on my own journey. I know that no matter what people are sort of aspiring for or what endeavor they're involved in, these are components or advice that apply no matter what. I recently heard someone say, to your point here, they said, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And I kind of think about that comment each day. You take everything step by step, every moment by moment, and you try to do your best, and you try to end the day with progress and an outcome. And seeing your gold medals reminds me of that finishing product, that when you invest in yourself, invest in time, and you take it seriously, that the outcome can be glorious. And it, like you said, it's your personal journal, so it doesn't have to be a gold medal for you. It can be something else for the day. And so thank you for what you represent. And by the way, I think your name is outstanding. It's a great
Thank you.
name. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Did my colleagues, you guys want to offer anything?
Thank you, President Boyce. Congratulations, Kevin, and thank you so much for being here. I am absolutely inspired by all that you have accomplished. And one thing, since it is Disability Pride Month, that I feel like you absolutely represent is that, the only limitations that we have are the ones that we put on ourselves. Right? And so it doesn't matter if you have a disability or you're differently abled, that if you put your mind to it and you work hard for it, you can accomplish anything, right? And so not just the inspiration of me and us at the board, but everyone that's in the audience and those who are listening. One thing that you said that just absolutely resonates with me is that the beauty is in the process. Thank you so much for that. That is where transformation happens, right, is in the process. And that's not just in sports as someone who played, but just in life in general. And I think we always like think about the hurt or the pain and the discomfort that happens in the process when, whether we're working out and trying to change our body physically or going for something aspirationally for a dream or a goal, and we face challenges. But the beauty is in the process, because when you meet that goal, then you get to look back and see where you came from and what happened, how you developed, and you built up the mental strength and the muscle capacity, whether it's physically or just mentally, to get to that goal. And then that gives you the strength to keep on going and to keep on dreaming and to keep on working. And so I just want to say again, congratulations. Your medals inspire me. You coming here to speak with us today and share your story is inspiring. And so I look forward to hearing about all the other things that you're going to do, continuing to move forward. So congratulations.
Oh, definitely. Thank you.
So Kevin, sorry, I apologize.
No.
So I came in late and I missed part of the story, but, at the end of the day, disability or no, champions are champions. Gold medals are gold medals. And so, but I did read about you. I read your story, and I read all that we got for the resolution that we're going to do for you. But at the end of the day, you're an inspiration regardless. And so, again, gold medals are gold medals and champions are champions. So congratulations and thanks for being here with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate the support.
And I don't normally read the resolution, but I think it's fitting today to at least cover some of the whereases, because this is such a momentous occasion. And for those who are online and may not feel the full depth of what we're experiencing here, I want to include you. This resolution is in recognition of Kevin Cantrell for his remarkable achievements upon the occasion of his Special Olympics gold medal in powerlifting. Whereas Kevin Cantrell excels as a gifted powerlifter, consistently breaking records and challenging stereotypes throughout his career, whether focusing on his rigorous training routine or excelling in his work at Kroger, Kevin approaches each aspect of life with thoughtfulness, diligence, and an unwavering consistency. Finally, whereas Kevin Cantrell represents Franklin County as a shining beacon of inspiration, urging every resident to strive to be their best selves and push to achieve their goals. Now, therefore, upon the motion of Commissioner O'Grady and seconded by Commissioner Crawley, be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Franklin County to recognize and congratulate on behalf of the county residents, of Franklin County residents, Kevin Cantrell for his remarkable achievements upon the occasion of his Special Olympics gold medal in powerlifting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, give it up for his mom. And additionally, here to further celebrate diversity and inclusion are our good friends from the Heritage Tours Project. My good friend Tony Bell, and joining her are some of her students from the most recent Southern Civil Rights Tour. Please join us at the podium here. Tell us more about the Heritage Project. We'd love for your students to highlight their experiences on the Civil Rights Tour and impact that and the impact that the tour has had on their goals and outlook.
Good morning, Commissioners.
morning.
Thank
Good
you
morning, Ms.
so.
Bell.
It's very good to be with you. Good morning, audience. Special thanks to Commissioner Crawley, Commissioner Boyce, Commissioner O'Grady. Thank you, Administrator Wilson, and Deputy Administrator Bivens, Deputy Clerk, and Legal Counsel, and the.
All right, that's enough. You don't have to.
Very good. We'd like to thank you all, and then thank you, audience, for being with us. The Heritage Tours started on its own in 2018, and we provide experiential learning opportunities for people to learn about culture and history and its application to today. Our flagship tour is the Civil Rights Tour of the South. It's a 6-day, 5-night tour that starts in Ohio and travels through 6 states, and we go to 26 venues over the course of those 6 days. We focus on slavery through civil rights movement and its application to today. And we take people ranging in ages from 14 to 80 plus. For some of our passengers, it's the first time that they will have been off of their side of town, let alone go to 6 states. And for other passengers, this will be the last tour, the last trip that they will have taken while they grace this earth. So being able to blend history and time together has been really important. And I just want to say thank you from the top, bottom, middle, and all sides of our hearts. Your support this year made it possible for us to provide more full scholarships than we've ever been able to do before. The need grows because there is an attack on learning about true histories, and the truth is we are what we remember, and if we don't take the time to learn about history, we are destined to repeat ourselves in the worst ways. So thank you for providing this opportunity for people of all ages, all races, all walks of life to be part of this experiential learning. And to tell us more, we have people from this year's tour and from last year's tour who want to come up and say what the tour has meant to them. And as you listen, just know that you helped to make this possible.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name's Lakin Stokes. Thanks for having us here today. It's nice to be in your presence. I was invited here by Miss Tony and Mr. Napoleon Bell. I actually met them in 2022, right after the pandemic had started slowing down. I was attending college at Columbus State Community College, and I entered an essay contest that allowed me to board their trip to the Civil Rights Heritage Tour. It was really a phenomenal moment in my life to go throughout 5 different states and explore different areas where Martin Luther King made so much progress, John Lewis, and so many other freedom fighters throughout the South and throughout the United States. Presently, I work at the Columbus Urban League, and after attending my first tour with Miss Tony and Mr. Napoleon, I was inspired to leave my legacy by providing opportunities to the youth in the programs that I work with. To me, a legacy doesn't mean that you're famous. It doesn't mean that your name's in every history book. It means that you left something behind that's tangible. My legacy is the youth. As I get older, I want to pass what I know down to them. So I've brought them here today, along with my partner, Mr. Devin Francis Belcher, to share their testimony on traveling along the Civil Rights Heritage Trail, because they are our future, and they're going to be the ones to make the change. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Like my partner, Ms. Lakin Stokes said, I'm Devin Francis Belcher, and I'm working in prevention and working with the youth. I can concur that with the work that Tony and Napoleon Bell have offered with the Heritage Tours, It really is an all-encompassing endeavor that allows multiple generations of diverse people from different backgrounds to not only disseminate the plight of the Black diaspora of America, but also have roundtables to find solutions to the present atrocities that we still see today. And so working with the youth and, in prevention in total, having these opportunities with exposure is something that is definitely still needed. And so we're glad to, definitely be in this opportunity, especially for the youth that we've worked with, not only during this trip, but outside of it, and seeing how it has impacted them and their peer groups as well. So without further ado, we have one of our students coming up next, Mr. Isaac.
Hi, I know what's. Hi, my name is Isaac Marshall. I had the honor to be on this trip with these amazing people. One of my biggest take, I'm gonna raise this real quick.
Yeah, please, yeah, absolutely, raise it up for you.
All right. One of my biggest takeaways from this trip was seeing the hotel that Martin Luther King stayed in before he was assassinated. And it showed like every step, like day by day, like what was going on. And if you look to the left, like as you're trying to get into the doors of the museum, if you look to the left, you could actually see the building that the shooter was in and where he shot from, and seeing the balcony that he was sitting on outside of his hotel. Another takeaway was seeing the Legacy Museum, and then not too far from the Legacy Museum is the Ed Pettus Bridge. And shortly after, we were able to actually walk that bridge, and I'm really not a big bridge person, but I had to suck it up for that one time and walk that. But yeah, it was an honor though. Yeah.
But you can lower it, though. You can hit the lower button. You can lower
Do I
it.
just press it once?
Yep, just hold it. You gotta hold it. Is where you want to go.
Okay. I don't have mine memorized, so I am going to read it off my phone. I hope that's okay. Okay. All right. My name is Leanna. I am a junior at Mifflin High School. I had the opportunity to attend the Heritage Tour, and it has inspired me to make meaningful changes in my community, school, and in the future globally. Taking this trip allowed me to understand the struggles that my ancestors went through so that I can do what I consider to be everyday things like go to school, go outside after dark, go to church, and more. The Heritage Tour opened my eyes to how much the world has been changed and how much it still needs to change. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tasia Burnett. The Heritage Tour for me has meant so much because it shows you all sides of history. It doesn't just show you Black male history, like whatever. It shows you all sides of what we went through. It shows you the struggles of what they went through every day. It shows children, mothers, first responders, people that would want to sit in the chairs that y'all are sitting in today. And just seeing that there are people of color and diversity sitting in the chair, it just shows us that they didn't do it all for nothing. And the tour, it just brought everything to life, and it taught me stuff that we don't get to see in the history books and that they don't want us to see because they want us to not be where y'all are. But thank you.
Hello, my name is LaTanya Dunn, and I have a set of twins who are my sons, who are also my grandsons. So you can imagine what I mean by that. They are the pride of my life, and I promised their mother. I've had them since birth. She didn't make it through. I hope they don't mind me talking about this. But I promised their mother that I would always find the best opportunities for them so that they can become caring, compassionate, and successful members of society. So that's been my life's mission with them. This trip, I'm telling you, for them, it has been, actually, it's a whole course, and I wish other kids could have it. It's a whole course, more than what you would get in high school. So That's the first thing. They really were immersed in this opportunity. And I hope that other kids have that opportunity. Actually, I want to go again. So my twins are going to come up and say a couple of things about what was special for them, Aiden and Noah.
Okay. My name is Noah Dunn. This trip, oh, dang. Yeah. There we go. My name is Noah Dunn. This trip meant a lot to me because at my school, I didn't really learn a lot about Black history. Well, yeah, I didn't learn a lot about Black history, but this trip taught me some things I didn't even know. Like, we went to, I can't remember what the museum's called, but we would, like, walk around. It had, like, this giant, had a bunch of, like, dirt jars, so I think it's from plantations and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. And we would walk around and see signs that said, like, no Black people allowed. We saw an example of a whites-only fountain and a blacks-only fountain. I saw, like, how black people were able to vote, like this giant jar of jelly beans, and they had to guess how many were inside. Also, I learned a lot at the Muhammad Ali Museum. Also met I think it was his brother or something. Yeah. And, yeah.
Don't be
Good
shy. Come on up here.
No.
Whoever's next.
No, I said no.
Okay, all right. I was about to say, didn't you just speak?
My name is Aiden. This program meant a lot to me because usually in my history class we barely learned about Black history, but on this trip I learned a lot more than I did in school.
Hey, that's outstanding. That says everything you need to say. Thanks for sharing that, Ada.
Yes. Good morning, all. My name is Angela Glenn, and I'm a Columbus City school teacher, and I've had the great fortune of meeting the Bells. Napoleon and Tony are just wonderful people, and they've allowed me to bring students for, I think it's 4 years. I've gone on the tour with different groups of students. And just as the students have said, it's things I could never teach a student. And we study the civil rights, and we do intense study for 2 years prior to the trip. And all of the students say, we don't learn this in school. And so if I could, last night I was thinking if I could sum this in one sentence, and it's the most impactful experience I could provide ever, or they could ever provide for anyone. It's just life-changing and impactful. Thank you.
Everyone? Deborah? Okay.
Are you coming up?
Well, is that everyone? No? All right.
Are you coming up?
Don't force them. Don't force them.
Yeah. You gotta hurry, they're on time.
I'm very sorry. I'm Mark Sigers. I'm from Grove City, Ohio. I'm on the board with Tony Napoleon, my wife and I, and everything these youth have said and the teachers have said is for real. And we went on the trip this year, and it's big and just just life changing. And I appreciate every help we've gotten for this, and I appreciate Tony and Napoleon's spirit, and I appreciate the youth wanting to take a chance in life. And go deep, and one day I'd like to see this in the suburbs. Thank you.
We hope you're proud of what you've helped to make possible. And we have, when you declared racism as a public health crisis, it made me think deeply. We've been doing this work well since before that declaration, and so have you. And it's just important that we continue to do the work. When you go to Ripley, Ohio, you have a chance to see black and white working together. And a reminder that at the Heritage Projects, we don't just focus on slavery through civil rights. We're also doing things with Jewish heritage, and this year we're working with Chinese heritage and culture. So there's more to learn. Everyone's culture and history has made some contribution to this country, and I think it's high time that we all got engaged and learned about one another. So with that, I want to close by saying, when it comes to the work that you're doing, you mustn't tire, but continue to support us and all of us as we support you in choosing battles small enough to win, big enough to matter, because if we want to see the end of this rainbow, we have got to put up with the rain. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me offer any comments. I'm definitely going to make some comments, but I wanted to give my colleagues an opportunity to make comments first, or I can do them. Okay. DCA, did you want to make comments? You look like you're ready to make something.
Just really quick, I just think it's an amazing, thank you so much, Napoleon and Tony, but one of the things that stood out, not just all the history that they're learning, because that's just exceptional, but the fact that they are given the opportunity to go on this journey with others who are not their same ages, so that this multi-generational exchange. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I'll
Okay.
defer.
Thank you, President Boyce. I'm always happy to support any opportunities for more learning and growing, but especially about our history. I went on a civil rights tour earlier this year with our Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and even at this big age that I'm at right now, I'm still always blown away about the things that I didn't know, and I am very much a history nerd and read about all things founding of this country, but also other countries and dynasties and all of that. And so for me to always be reading and still don't know, it's a sad state of affairs, right? And in this work, the young lady was saying, you get to see how those who came before us, or especially our ancestors, like what they fought for, what they went through. So I could be sitting here today. It's inspiring, and this work is tiring. It's hard. People see what we do here every day, and it's a great gig. I love this gig. But there are days that are very challenging. There's the official side, and then there's the political side. And then seeing the environment in which we are operating in the political environment. And some days I'm like, God, why do you have me here? This is hard, and I cry. But I think about Martin Luther King, or I think about Sojourner Truth, or I think about Ida Wells, who is like, Ida B. Wells is like, that's my shero, who took a chance to write about, who was a journalist, who wrote about the lynchings that were happening so people could be aware. Also was one who was part of the movement for women to have the right to vote. And so when I get tired, or when I think about what I'm dealing with, and like I said, after going through the civil rights tour earlier this year, I think about what the Bible says, where in Galatians it says, "Do not become weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not," right? And so I think about if the people who came before me, who fought for civil rights, who fought for freedom, who were enslaved, and got up every day with a hope and a dream, then far be it for me to feel like I can't do this. There's somebody else that is counting on me in the future who I may never ever meet. They say we plant seeds for trees that we'll never, enjoy the shade of. So that's what those types of experiences, those tours, what they're so impactful, like for generations. Like what you learned, you will pass down, you will share as you did today. And so you have probably inspired others to want to join the tour. I know I want to go on another tour with the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. It was so, it was just so powerful. And then it's not just about, as you were saying, Tony, it's not just about like Black history or Black people. I mean, we learn about white abolitionists, right? Like, and how folks are in the movement with us. People are in the trenches with us. We know that there was Jewish students who died, who was on a freedom trail and, walking with Martin Luther King because they saw something different for this country. And so, it's sad that we do have an attack on learning true history, but we know that that's not new, right? That was the case before when we were brought over here, where we learned our native tongue or lost our native tongue. We couldn't read, or we were killed because we had a book, or we would try to read the Bible, or we were lynched or hung because we just wanted to learn. And now we have the same things happening where we're banning books or we're saying what we can't teach. But that's fundamental to me. That's fundamental to this country. And so I appreciate you and Napoleon for continuing this work. I'm glad to hear that you were able to give more scholarships. Love to hear that maybe next year you'll have more on these trips. And also happy to hear that you're in Asian heritage and Jewish heritage and doing things with them, because all of it matters. So thank you so much for your commitment. Nobody asked you all to do this. This is just something that you all do out of like a labor of love out of your heart, right? Right, I know, it's not what you do for a 9 to 5. This is just what you do because of your love, right? So thank you so much. And that's insufficient, but that's all I got. Thank you.
You guys are a great example of why we, our Office of Diversity and Equity and Inclusion puts together the civil rights tours that we do for our staff, for our leadership staff. Because, we represent all of Franklin County. And for us to be able to represent all of Franklin County, we have to understand all of Franklin County. We can't sit here in downtown Columbus or in the offices that we have throughout Franklin County and try to serve the residents of Franklin County, because our motto is every resident every day, if we don't understand every resident every day. So we have to be able to, all of our staff has to be able to know and understand all the residents of Franklin County and the experiences that every resident of Franklin County has. How can we know and understand what every resident of Franklin County has been through if we don't understand who they are and where they come from? And so we started doing these civil rights tours a few years ago, or a year and a half ago, or whatever. I don't know how long ago it was. 2 years ago, maybe. And we'll continue to do them. And even at a time when, as Tony, as you say, that this type of learning is under attack. I just read an article this morning where corporate America is, even though this type of learning is under attack, corporate America is still investing the same amount of money today in DEI work that they've been investing, and in some cases more, even though that it's under attack. And depending on the outcome of the election, there's an expectation that it'll be even more under attack. But it won't be under attack here in Franklin County. Because we'll continue to do it regardless. And so proud of the work that you're doing. Thank you.
Yeah, let me just try to echo what my colleagues have so eloquently said about our investment in DE&I, and I'd be remiss if, given the state of politics in America today, where forefront to the conversation is the value of diversity, equity, and inclusion. In Congress today, there are a variety of conversations around the need for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And let me just share at least my thoughts, and then we can move on. The need for DEI today was created by the history of yesterday, embedded in the creation of this great country. It's just that simple. Chattel slavery existed for over 240 years, so 246 years. And chattel slavery, if you don't know, it's the institution of slavery. Chattel is essentially about ownership or leasing property, and it essentially was the law of this great land that you could take a people from their land, enslave them in this country, and then use them as forced labor to build out the infrastructure of this country. And that existed for 246 years. So think about all the things that happened over the course of 246 years. Now, the juxtaposition is today. Slavery has not existed since 1865, when the final slaves in Galveston, Texas were made aware that slavery had ended. And so 1865 to today is 159 years. What that means is that slavery has not existed in this country much longer than it did exist in this country. And the country was built on the foundation of chattel slavery. And so when you say we don't need DEI, when people say we don't need that, it's unnecessary. I would argue that we didn't create DEI. DEI, the need for DEI was created in the creation of this country and how it was founded today. And DEI is more than about black and white. It is the young man that was just up here with gold medals, Kevin Cantrell. It is women. I can go down the list of what that actually means. And so this investment, to me, is as fundamental of investment in the strength of the foundation of Franklin County as it is in the mobile units that will roll out later today, where we take the resources of Franklin County to the community. Commissioner O'Grady mentioned it about coming downtown, all that. And the idea for the mobile units is to go and make the connection to the community for the resources that that are theirs, that they pay for every day. Right. When you go to the store and you buy something, sales tax is the most revenue for Franklin County. Therefore, it's already your money. And so it's our job to manage those funds and to ensure that they're utilized in a way that takes Franklin County to a level that every resident, every day, can embrace and feel strong about being a part of Franklin County. I think Commissioner Crawley said it very well earlier when she said the only limitations that we have are the ones that we put on ourselves. And did I say that right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I believe that applies to this as well. In order for DE&I to work, it requires that each of us, every last person in this county, own a piece of that and contribute to the progress of this great country, but also this great county. And this effort that Ms. Bell has led is a way to start at a very young age to ensure that young people know their history and know the great history of this country, because chattel slavery was awful. But the better story is our growth from it. You know, most of us as Black Americans today, we are the ancestors of slaves, as opposed to having experienced that. And so our growth is rooted in the pain and suffering that they experienced, so that we have to have it today and to work hard for the next generation. Somebody said it very well too. We plant the seeds. I think this might have been you as well. I'm sorry, I'm just like stealing all your quotes, but you're on a roll. You said that we plant the seeds for trees that will never enjoy the shade of. Did I say that right too? Sort of, I got close, yeah. Okay. And the point, I thought that was very fitting. But moreover, it really begs the question of what seed are you planting? Are you planting the seed so that future generations, your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, can live in a better world, can live in a better country, in a better county? And I really think, Ms. Bell, that's what you're doing, is you're creating residents. You're helping to shape the minds of residents that understand the role that they play, understand the assignment as they become adults of reaching back, ensuring that history is not lost, and investing in it even further. And the gentleman here, the last guy standing here, you said something that jumped out to me as well. And you said, I wish this could be in the suburbs. And I think you nailed it, because in order for, I'm gonna end on this, I'm sorry, this is something I felt really strong about, but you nailed it. You nailed it. That, yeah, it's very valuable that our young people know their history and understand where they come from, and more important, the burden of the challenge for us to be greater, to do more, to invest more in this community, to give back, and to bring up the next generation. But it only works. It only works when everybody is taking it in the same way, is doing it in the same way. We're making progress with DE&I. We didn't just create an office and create a title and say, okay, go do diversity, equity, inclusion stuff. We created the office and said we want to be thought leaders, and we want to be county leaders, government leaders on how we invest in diversity and inclusion. And so, yeah, we do these civil rights trips, none I've never been on, but we do these civil rights trips because we're investing in the future of this great county. And quite honestly, it works well. It works well, sir, because people like Marilyn Brown, John O'Grady, and so many others stepped up to say, we're with you. We understand the value and importance of this type of investment and don't question it as part of the way we do business, the part of the way we invest in this great county. And so I appreciate what you said, because that is the real crux of the matter, is that to take it, this is important, but to grow this group to be as diverse as the conversation around the greatness of diversity in this great country. And so as I end on this note, as this debate has taken center stage nationally, because, and I won't get into party and politics and all that, but it's embedded in the conversation that is happening right now. And so those of you who say, I warn you, when you say, for D&I's sake, I'm going to get a X candidate, you are diminishing the qualifications of that person. And the real idea of diversity and inclusion is that we never have to even consider gender or race. That we hire somebody because of the content of their character, the skills they bring to the table, and what we believe they can do for whatever the job is. And in this case, maybe it's the country. And so my blood is boiling right now from this conversation that we are having nationally, and the absurdity of the nonsense that comes out of the mouths of people who just don't understand where we are as a country. And they don't understand where we're trying to get and the value of that to everybody. And so, Ms. Bell, I want to encourage you. I heard your comments, and what you're really saying was, I want more money for next year. I picked that up. I picked up what you was putting down on that. So I'm all for that. But that's not, to me, that's not even a decision. That's a thing. But I want to be more thoughtful. But I challenge you. I challenge you to do what that gentleman said, and to get a group of people here. And I love every last one of you. And Noah and Aiden, I really appreciate you guys. It is hard to public speak. So let me tell you, you did great. And I think it's good practice for life. But when you come back, I want to see what that gentleman said. I want to see a group of folks that were digging in deep so that they understand the assignment. They understand the job for the next generation, and work with our D&I office to get us there, and we'll do what we need to do. I know I speak on behalf of this commission, this board of commissioners, when I say that we're with you and we appreciate you're helping us do our job. So thank you. I'm telling you, I'll be trying not to talk long. I swear I do. I was like, we get this whole agenda. I'm sorry, but thank you, sir. I know. I lose my mind here. Oh, we want to do a picture? We can do that. We can do that. We'll be real quick. Okay, all right. I know. I was like, they said it so well. How did he say that? But. Thank you so much. Yeah, you got two fine young men. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm trying, hold down. It's all right, guys. Yeah, man. It's good to see you, my friend. You calling Napoleon up here? Napoleon, come on up here, man. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for your work. Good job. No, man. You was ready for that. You was like, we moved this podium up. Yeah. Good to meet you. Yeah, thank you so much. Nice job today. We let you get off with that. I'm glad you did. You remember? Good, everybody? We all in?
Come this way.
How's that? Better? Okay. If anybody from the audience is going to be with us next year, please come up.
Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you. Let's get lunch then.
Power reading without it.
I'm on it. All right, is there approval of the minutes for the February 29th, March the 14th, and March 28th, 2004 briefing sessions, and the February 20th, March 5th, and March 12th, 2024 general sessions?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Thank you. The minutes have been approved.
First up is Clerk of Courts.
Resolution number 57224. Resolution authorizing a lease agreement with Hollywood Retail Ventures LLC for the Franklin County Clerk of Courts West Auto Title location in the amount of $437,356.10.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Rich Sims, Director of Auto Title for the Clerk of Courts. May I add that I'm grateful for the inspiring messages that we've heard this morning. The Clerk's West Auto Title office, located at 4153 West Broad Street since 2014, has exhausted its current lease with Hollywood Retail Ventures LLC. The office includes 4,077 square feet and issued 103,915 titles in 2023, which represents 20% of our division title issuance. Under the guidance of the Franklin County Purchasing Department and the Prosecutor's Office, an RFP for leased office space was competitively bid in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code. Hollywood Retail Ventures LLC submitted the sole bid. Today's resolution, number 0572-24, would authorize a new 5-year lease with Hollywood Retail Ventures LLC, commencing on August 1st and ending on July 31st, 2029, with one optional 5-year extension. The total cost over the 5-year lease is $437,356.10. Pending any questions, the clerk's office respectfully requests approval of resolution number 0572-24.
Thank you. If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 57224.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 57224 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Corner's up.
Resolution number 57324. Resolution authorizing an agreement with SBA, the Stephen Barclay Agency Incorporated for a keynote speaker for the Columbus and Franklin County Addiction Plan International Overdose Awareness Event, and authorizing the county administrator to sign off on behalf of the coroner in the amount of $30,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Patrick McLean with the Office of Coroner, Dr. Nathaniel Overmeyer. The Office of the Coroner is a principal stakeholder with the Columbus and Franklin County Addiction Plan. The Columbus and Franklin County Addiction Plan is hosting an international overdose awareness event, Time to Remember, Time to Act, on Wednesday, August 28th, 2024. This contract is to pay the keynote speaker, David Sheff. The contract includes a fee, bus, travel, and expenses. I want to quickly recognize all the other members of the Columbus and Franklin County Addiction Plan, including the county commissioners, Columbus Mayor Andrew Ginther, Franklin County Public Health, Columbus Public Health, Columbus City Attorney, Adam H., and Columbus City Council President's Office. I would also note that on the website for the addiction plan, information about the event is now online. Happy to share more info about the speaker or the event, or answer any questions if you have them. Respectfully request approval.
There are no comments or questions. Move for approval of Resolution 573-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 573-24 has been adopted.
Thank you. Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 574-24. Resolution authorizing the conveyance of real property located on Hart Road for the purpose of separating right-of-way.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brad Foster, Franklin County Engineer. I'll be presenting this resolution for the Commissioners, authorizing the conveyance of real property located on Hart Road in Franklin Township. A portion of the two parcels is needed for the road right-of-way for the engineer's Hart Road 0.63 over Wim Ditch Culvert Replacement Project. Both parcels are owned by the Franklin County Board of Commissioners. We've worked closely with the prosecuting and attorney's office, and approval of this resolution allows the Commissioner's own land to be dropped to public right-of-way. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
Thank you. If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 574-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 574-24 has been adopted.
Thank you. Drainage Engineer.
Resolution number 575-24. Resolution approving a ditch maintenance petition for estates at Albany Acres, Plain Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Commissioners, this resolution seeks approval for the ditch maintenance petition for drainage improvements within the estates of New Albany Acres and Plain Township. The petition ensures drainage improvements will be properly maintained. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
Thank you. If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 575-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 575-24 has been adopted.
Thank you. The next is the engineer. We have a public hearing for Resolution 576-24. Can the clerk please read the public hearing?
Final hearing for establishing, altering, and widening of Roar Road, County Road number 235, from Bixby Road, County Road number 229, to Shook Road, County Road number 234, Hamilton Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Okay, at this time, I would like to open the public hearing for this resolution. Is there anyone here in the audience who would like to speak on this public hearing? Okay, seeing that there are none, I'd like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the resolution into the record.
Resolution number 576-24. Final hearing for establishing, altering, and widening of Roar Road, County Road number 235, from Bixby Road, County Road number 229, to Shook Road, County Road number 234, Hamilton Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Commissioners, this resolution seeks approval of the right-of-way plans for the Roar Road from Bixby Road to Shook Road project. This is a collaborative project within the city of Obetz and is also funded by OPWC and private development dollars. Located in Hamilton Township, this project seeks to improve Roar Road by providing left-hand turn lanes at Bixby Road and also Creekside Parkway, and includes the addition of a two-way left-hand turn lane from Creekside Parkway to the Obetz Corporation limit. Approval of this resolution authorizes the county engineer to move forward with the acquisition process. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 576-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 576-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 577-24. Gannett Fleming Engineers and Architects, P.C., Consulting Engineers, appointed to assist the Franklin County Engineer by providing engineering design services for the Clark State Road, County Road Number 95, at Wagner Road, County Road Number 106, Improvement Project, Jefferson Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $507,019.
Commissioners, this resolution seeks approval of a contract with Gannett Fleming to provide engineering and design services for Clark State Road and Wagner Road Improvement Project. Gannett Fleming is a local engineering firm and was chosen via engineers qualifications-based selection process. This is a collaborative project with financial participation from Jefferson Township. The project is also funded by the County Engineers Association with safety dollars and will improve the safety by converting a T intersection to a modern roundabout. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 57724.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 57724 has been adopted. Resolution number 57824, resolution authorizing the Franklin County Engineer to enter into a contract modification with DHDC Engineering Consulting Services Incorporated for construction inspection services, an increase of $15,000 for a total of $115,000.
Commissioners, this resolution seeks approval of a contract modification with DHDC for construction inspection services to provide additional construction inspection assistance on the Elmore Avenue sidewalk project. The total cost of the contract modification will not exceed $15,000. Pending any questions, I ask for the board's approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 57824.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 57824 has been adopted. Resolution number 57924, report first of the Franklin County Engineer establishing sums of compensation for a portion of owners of property abutting the Hart Road 0.63 over Wims Ditch, FRA-CR 254-0.63, Improvement Project, Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $800.
The next resolution seeks compensation for one property owner abutting Hart Road over Wims Ditch Culvert Improvement Project. We have negotiated with the property owners and compensation is based upon fair market value. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 57924.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 57924 has been adopted. Resolution number 58024, report sixth of the Franklin County Engineer establishing sums of compensation for a portion of the owners of property abutting the Reynoldsburg-New Albany Road, County Road number 6 at Havens Road, Township Road number 203, Improvement Project, Jefferson Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $99,315.
Commissioners, this resolution seeks compensation for one property owner abutting the Reynoldsburg-New Albany at Havens Improvement Project in Jefferson Township. The project upgraded the existing intersection with a modern roundabout and reconstructed the bridge on Havens Road over Blacklead Creek to accommodate a shared use path. This matter was previously referred to the prosecutor's office after initial negotiations on the compensation were unsuccessful. Since that time, a settlement has been reached. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 58024.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 58024 has been adopted. Resolution number 58124, approval of estates at Albany Acres subdivision plat, Plain Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Commissioners, our final resolution seeks approval of the estates at New Albany Acres subdivision plat. The subdivision is located in Plain Township on Walnut Street between State Route 605 and Beebleheimer Road. Approval of this resolution is the last step in the legislative process, allowing developers to begin to sell lots and start building homes. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 58124.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 58124 has been adopted.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next is Alcohol, Drug, and Mental Health Board.
Resolution number 58224, Resolution authorizing a guaranteed maximum price amendment number 4 to modify the original contract agreement with Alford Incorporated to provide construction manager at-risk services, including construction services associated with the construction of a mental health and addiction crisis center not to exceed $1,158,259 for a revised total of $51,158,259.
Good morning, Commissioners. Darla Reardon, Director, Public Facilities Management. Jonathan Thomas, Adam H., Chief Operating Officer, Anthony Perry, Adam H., Chief Financial Officer, and Randy Duncan, Vice President, Elford Inc., are also present today. This resolution authorizes guaranteed maximum price amendment number 4 with Elford Inc. to provide construction services associated with the new Franklin County Crisis Care Center that will be operated by Adam H. Specifically, this amendment allows for final refinements to the construction project, including the following scope of work: modifications to provide a pharmacy within the facility, upgrade consultation rooms to function as exam rooms, and value-added revisions to enhance systems and patient safety experiences. Items included are seclusion room walls and floor safety padding, resilient stair treads, risers and landings, cooling tower basin heaters and heat trace, electric vehicle charging stations, synchronized clock systems, and movement room automated roller shades. This project has an established SEBE aspirational goal of 18%. We are pleased to report that as of May 2024, the project has an SEBE participation of 31.32%, approximately $13.9 million. Pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval of guaranteed maximum price amendment number 4. Thank you.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 58224.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 58224 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Franklin County Children's Services.
Resolution number 58324. Resolution declaring intent to proceed with the question of a tax levy for the support of children's services and the care and placement of children to the electors of Franklin County at the November 5th, 2024 general election.
Good morning, Commissioners. Zach Telerik, Director of the Office of Management and Budget and member of the Human Services Levy Review Committee. After thorough analysis of the Franklin County Children's Services levy request, the committee recommends that the Board of Commissioners place a 10-year, $1.9 mil renewal levy with a $0.6 mil increase on the November 5th, 2024 ballot. The renewal levy will commence in 2024 and will first be collected in calendar year 2025. The increase represents $21 per year for each $100,000 of county auditor's appraised value. A copy of the report has been provided to each of your offices, as well as been posted on the OMB website. With the successful passage of this levy, Children's Services will be able to maintain quality services for the Franklin County children who need them. The resolution presented today is the second of 2 resolutions that are necessary to place the issue on the ballot. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 58324.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 58324 has been adopted.
Thank you. Developmental disabilities.
Resolution number 58424. Resolution authorizing a transfer of non-general fund appropriations related to the purchase of school buses.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dot Yeager, Superintendent for the Franklin County Board of Developmental Disabilities. The reason for this resolution is that when we put our 2024 budget together, we had planned for the purchase of 5 new propane buses and estimated the cost. However, the actual cost when we leveraged our cooperative purchasing entity was actually higher. And we have adequate funds in our transportation budget. The request is to reallocate transfer funds from the materials and services category to the capital outlay category. Pending any questions, we ask for your approval. And I should also mention that Jennifer Schoeneman, our Director of Fiscal Services, is also here today.
Thank you. If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 58424.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 58424 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
The next is Office of Aging.
Resolution number 58524. Resolution authorizing an agreement between Franklin County Public Health and the Franklin County Office on Aging for grant funding for education and awareness for mitigating diseases in the amount of $200,000.
Good morning, Commissioners, County Administration. Shonda Wingo, Director for the Franklin County Office on Aging. Under the approval of Resolution Number 24-011, for the purpose of supporting mitigation activities as approved by Ohio Department of Health, enhanced operations, the Franklin County Public Health will be providing the Franklin County Office on Aging with grant funding to provide education awareness to help mitigate infectious diseases including COVID-19, measles, mpox to seniors aged 50 and older. FCA will utilize the funds to bring awareness and education to more than 15,000 residents in Franklin County through an awareness campaign by highlighting what residents need to know, how to mitigate the diseases, and the importance of receiving an annual COVID vaccine. This resolution authorizes an amendment between the Franklin County Public Health and the Franklin County Office on Aging to use this grant funding to provide this education. This funding will be awarded quarterly to the total dollar amount of $200,000 not to exceed for the time period of July 1st, 2024 through September 30th of 2025. This resolution supports number 9 of the Rise Together Poverty Blueprint, and pending any questions, we respectfully request approval of this resolution.
Thank you. If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 585-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 585-24 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is child support enforcement.
Resolution number 586-24. Resolution authorizing a 4D contract between the Franklin County Child Support Enforcement Agency and the Franklin County Clerk of Courts in the amount of $292,470.18.
Good morning, Commissioners. Susan Brown representing Franklin County Child Support. I ask your consideration in approving this resolution to authorize the CSEA to enter into a one-year interagency agreement with the Franklin County Clerk of Courts beginning July 1st through June 30th, 2025, in the amount not to exceed $292,470.18. The purpose of this contract is to reimburse the Clerk of Courts for expenses associated with the filing and maintenance of documents, including all motions, complaints, investigations, and other document entries required in the course of CSEA business and for service of process. Each unit of service defined as a CSEA-initiated court docket entry will be reimbursed at a rate of $3.81 per entry, with a total of 76,712 entries anticipated to be devoted to this contract. The Franklin County Child Support Agency and the Franklin County Clerk of Courts have a long history of successful collaboration and the establishment and management of child support orders. This contract connects to the Rise Together Blueprint goals, number 12 and 13, and connecting parents to their children and ensuring regular and consistent support payments ensures that children have the emotional and financial resources needed to thrive. Pending any questions, I request that this resolution be approved.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 586-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 586-24 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
DE&I.
Resolution number 587-24. Resolution approving a grant agreement with the 22nd Foundation to help fund the Summer 614 events in the amount of $152,797.20.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. D'Amica Withers, Chief Economic Equity and Inclusion Officer in the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Commissioners, this resolution will support the 22nd Foundation, which was founded in 2012 with a strong focus on historically excluded youth, educating them about opportunities in non-traditional sports such as tennis and golf. Since 2016, under the Summer 614 platform, they have been able to promote mental well-being, highlighting the therapeutic power of music through their more recognized event, Summer 614 Music Festival. This program utilizes concerts and events to tap into the therapeutic aspects of music, promoting well-being and enriching the lives of our community members. There's no denying that music has a strong psychological impact. Different types of music can significantly impact a person's mood, and it's not just because music invokes feelings. There's research that scientifically based behind the music effect music has and music therapy have on us.
Studies have demonstrated that music impacts numerous parts of the brain, including those involved in emotion, cognition, sensory, and movement. In fact, music therapy for mental health has been utilized as a therapeutic aid for millennia. Music therapy is also successful in treating a wide range of physical and mental ailments, including depression, anxiety, and hypertension. This is why, leveraging the success of Summer 614, the 22nd Foundation has introduced the Music is Therapy 614 initiative, which will include 5 additional events to continue promoting personal well-being, such as Harmonizing Business, the therapeutic power of music entrepreneurs, Tennis and Tunes extravaganza, Community Open Mic Night, Music and Poetry, Healing Through Art Showcase, and Harmony in the Park, a summer music therapy session. These events taking place throughout the summer aim to further explore themes of mental health, music therapy, sports, and community connection. They will provide an opportunity to reach an estimated total audience of approximately 10,000. Their target audience includes residents of Franklin County of all ages, and they strive to create inclusive programs that encourage participation for every demographic. Through diverse initiatives, they aim to foster a sense of community, promote active lifestyle, and enhance cultural enrichment. This initiative supports goal number 9 and 13 of the Rise Together Poverty Blueprint, and Bobby Ferguson from the 22nd Foundation is here to offer comments or answer any of your questions. After those comments or questions, we respectfully request your approval on this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval resolution 58724.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Frawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 58724 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 58824. Resolution authorizing a grant agreement with the Center for Healthy Families to support the Day of the Girl Summit, focusing on creating safe spaces, convening girls, young women, and gender-expansive youth, in the amount of $200,000.
Commissioners and County Administration, the mission of the Center for Healthy Families responds to racial and health equity needs by engaging youth, children, and families in opportunities to acquire self-sufficiency, capability of health and well-being, positive networks, education, and employment through coordinated network of the most effective community services. The Center for Healthy Families Advocacy, Public Policy, and Influence Pillar serves as a catalyst for ongoing efforts to convene, listen to, create safe spaces for girls and young women in the Franklin County community. The Center for Healthy Families recognizes the continued disparities in young women of color that exist in education, health, economic inequalities, safety, and discrimination that contribute to the bias and poor health outcomes in our young women of color. The Center for Healthy Families recognizes the need for targeted interventions. The Day of the Girls Summit will serve 500 girls, young women, and gender-expansive youth to address educational equity initiatives, health and wellness programs, economic empowerment, and protection advocacy to focus on the unique challenges facing young women of color. The Day of the Girls Summit, recognized on October 11, 2024, serving 500 young women and gender-expansive youth to motivate education challenge in their perception. This agreement supports goal number 2 of the Rise Together Poverty Blueprint. We have a short video to highlight the Day of the Girl from last year, and Toshia Safford and Mallory Donaldson, along with some young women, are here to offer comments after the video.
At the center, we know that change happens when you connect one person with another, one organization with another, one game changer with leaders. We build these bridges so that ideas become the actions that create endless possibilities for you all.
Good morning, Commissioners, County Administrators. Toshia Safford, President.
Raise that podium up if you want to. Might help. Shoot, there's a little button on the side.
Yep. Thank you. I'm a little on the taller side. Good morning again, Commissioners. Tashia Safford, Center for Healthy Families, as well as county administrators. In a society where women and young girls are often underrepresented, misrepresented, or ignored, I am honored to be a part of a society where we have leaders that see the value in young women and girls. With me, I have members of the collective. Come up with me. And these young women, with your support, are responsible for the planning and the execution of the second day of the girl. For those of you that were not in the room with us, it was absolutely amazing. Not just amazing for our young women, but also the adult women. There were tears that were going on, and the comments we received said, "I wish I had this when I was younger." This year's focus is going to be mental health. In the recent CDC reports, it says that 3 in 5 girls experience persistent sadness and hopelessness. That's 57%, which shows us that also has doubled that against our boys. And sadly, there's a 60% increase from previous years. Commissioner Crawley, thank you for joining us in the next few days for an intimate conversation to understand and listen to the needs of our girls. At the Center for Healthy Families, we really focus on the 4-girl by girl model, which means we take the time to listen and create safe spaces. In the programming that we have at Advocacy, Public Policy, and Information that's led by my partner in good, Mallory, somewhere around here. There she is. She's wonderful because she engages in what I call my 330s. I have these ideas in the middle of the night, and then I call Mallory. And she's like, okay, we're going to figure out how we're going to get this done for the benefit of our girls. So thank you for your investments, but I'll let those that are most important in the room speak.
Good morning. My name is Suzanne Lee. I'm a founding member of the Black Girls and Young Women's Collective, and I'm a rising freshman at Columbus State this fall. From day of the girl, I experienced being celebrated for who I am and all the things I have accomplished. I was also provided the opportunity to share my voice amongst my peers, where we focused on our mental health and wellness with the assistance of community leaders. We explored the topics of who protects girls. From Day of the Girl, I learned that there are many female leaders throughout my city who went through hardships and discrimination to get their role, but are now able to fight for girls like me and prosper in their field.
Mallory, you can come on in there and get a picture. Go ahead. It's okay. Get some good photos. Get some good photos. Next.
Hello, my name is Kenya Grace. I am a rising freshman at Columbus State Community College, and I'm a founding member of the Black Girls Young Women's Collective. For me, it was a wonderful experience to participate in the Changemakers panel at the Day of the Girl because it allowed me to voice significant issues about mental health in our communities, and it made me feel like my voice was heard and mattered. The Day of the Girl was a very liberating day for me. A day where I was celebrated for being myself was very empowering. I believe girls must be recognized in this manner.
There you go. Somebody been paying attention. All right.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm sure.
You can keep this. Just play it until you get it right. The podium's getting a workout today.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Bryn Wingo, and this is my second year in the collective, and I'm a rising freshman, and I'll be attending Columbus State in the fall. I'll restart. The Day of the Girl initiative allowed me to have a conversation about who protects us girls with leaders such as Commissioner Crawley and many more leaders in our community. Day of the Girl also provided me, and girls like me, with the platform to use our voices to speak about issues that pertain to me and my community in a carefully curated panel surrounding the mental well-being of girls in our protection.
Good morning. My name is Benta, and I'm going to be a rising senior at Cristo Rey Columbus High School. During Day of the Girl, I loved the safe and positive spaces that were provided at the event. The panels were very engaging and spoke to the hearts of the audience, especially since they came from people that were just like them. I made many connections with other girls like me and got the tranquil feeling of not being alone. Though I only experienced only a portion of the day, I saw and felt so much positivity in just those moments. Day of the Girl helped me recognize the needs of girls in the community, and the initiative emphasizes that female voices matter, especially girls without a platform. This advocacy matters and brings a positive impact to trying to reform the systematic issues by making connections and bringing a community together. And I would just like to thank you guys again for your time.
Following any questions or comments, I respectfully request your approval on this resolution.
I think Administrator Wilson was a.
Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. I defer to you all.
I know.
Mr. Crowley, I've heard your name. I
Commissioner
do want to
Crawley,
speak.
let's
I
save
do want to
Commissioner-
speak though, because
Let's save Commissioner Crawley.
I've been quiet all day.
Yeah,
I've
you
been
have.
quiet
You
all
have.
day,
You've been
and
quiet
not
all
that
day.
I didn't have anything to say.
Well, you can always say
I
something.
tell you what we're gonna do. Let's save Commissioner Crawley for last because
Okay.
she's been very engaged with this organization, so I wanna let her bring it home. But then we'll start, Commissioner O'Grady, you wanna start, and then, I'll say something, then we'll turn it over to you, and then we'll.
Well, good morning, I'm Commissioner O'Grady, and I'm a rising senior.
No, you ain't rising, man. You a senior. You a senior.
Well, you know, as a girl dad, you know, I love this program. I'll always love this program. Well, I'm a boy dad too, but I'm a girl dad.
I get it.
Yeah. I love this program, and I think this is great, and appreciate you guys being here again. And so, keep up this great work.
And then I'll just add too, I'm a boy dad. You know, I don't have, I have a goddaughter who's like a daughter to me, so I count her. But I'm married to a woman who really, I think, is inspiring to other women, really carries the flag in some of the burdens that women face in society and is working to overcome this. So I've become much more educated about those challenges of the last few years, but here's what I know for sure. Not only would she be inspired by my wife, if you get a chance to look her up, she's Congresswoman Amelia Sykes, but I know for sure that she would be inspired to see the beautiful faces that are standing before us, but more importantly, it's not even the beautiful faces that she would zero in on, is she would zero in on all the stories that you just told, from being a rising senior to your experience engaging around mental health and your growth as a young person. I know she'd be inspired because I am. And so I just want to encourage you to continue to do what you do on your path, but also recruit others, bring others to experience that journey with you, because that's where real growth happens, when you're moving forward, but you're also holding the hand of someone else that's moving with you. So very proud to see you all. So I'll turn it over to Administrator Wilson, and then, did you want to say something, DCA? Because I want Commissioner Carla to bring it home for us.
I have 12 seconds.
Okay, all right, so Administrator Wilson, then DCA Bivens, and then I'll let Commissioner Carla bring it home.
Thank you, President Boyce, Commissioner O'Grady, Commissioner Crowley. Day of the Girl is a very important event. I was pleased to hear of its creation. But know, as a husband and a father of two strong young black women, every day is Day of the Girl, and if it's not, it's coming soon. It's coming soon. So no, do know seriously though that you do have advocates. You have one here in the county administrator, that's for sure, that want to see each and every one of you all soar and reach your greatest potential, and know that you can be anything you want to be. There's no occupational limits. There's no jobs that you can't do. If you apply yourself, have a plan, and keep following your goals, and be persistent. Don't let anybody deter you or discourage you from reaching your dreams, because each and every one of you can be anything you want to be. So take that every day is my day attitude. You will enjoy the Day of the Girl coming up for the second year around, but just know that every day is your day. And look at yourselves and maintain your confidence at all times, because you truly can be anything you want to be. I'm the only male member of county administration. I happen to be here in Franklin County, the county administrator, but I have both of my deputy county administrators are strong women. So I get it at home, I get it at work, 360 degrees. Kenneth Wilson respects every woman in the world. And I approve that message.
Okay, thank you. Chris Long, what do you have to say about that? So just really quick, I wanted to thank all of you young ladies, but I really want to thank your administration as well. You know, commissioners, if I can just share the story, Tashia felt like, well, maybe we need to do it every other year. And when we sat down, I went to go see her, and I said, you can't do that. We need to do this every year. I have a daughter, and many of the things, for some of you who know.
Her daughter's right there,
here.
everybody.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have a daughter
Don't
who
act
I
like
am
she's not-
volunteering.
Don't act like she's not in the room.
Who I'm
Right.
going to volunteer, who I'm going to volunteer her to volunteer. But I have a daughter, and some of the things that these young ladies go through is bullying, suicide thoughts, all these things. The day of the girls deal with self-image, and I really wish I could say that it is based on social economic status. My daughter experienced those types of things. And just recently, just this week, we dealt with something that happened, an ouch moment in her life that we were able to really sit down and have a conversation with and grow from. And I learned something from her, and she learned something from me. And I only highlight that because some of these young ladies do not have that. So I'm going to encourage every woman, if there's an opportunity to volunteer, to bring someone alongside, bring them aside. Bring them along. And that's why when I sat down with Tashia, I said, what does Commissioner Crawley need to do? Because this is her jam.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It is.
That's why she's bringing us home.
You know, thank you for being here. Thank you for what you all are doing. Thank you to your team, Mallory, I see Vanessa in the back, or the whole team. There might be some other.
I give all the credit to my amazing team.
No, I get it.
Please, just for
Yeah,
a second,
stand up,
Vanessa,
team. Come on up and join 'em.
Michelle, Mallory,
Yeah.
Tanya.
Come on up and join them. Come on. Don't be shy. Come join them.
And I get it, right? Like as you know, you could have a vision, you could have your 330s, right? But it is the team that it will implement it and who buys into the vision, right? And so I know who keeps the wheels turning. So thank you for what you do each and every day, and then supporting Tashia and the vision that she has. But more importantly, thank you for supporting the girls, the ones that are here, the ones who are not, and all the ones that are throughout Franklin County who are touched by what you all do each and every day. I am the one, or one of the people who will say all the time, I wish I had this when I was growing up or their age. I am a mother of twin girls. I will probably be bringing hope with me. Yeah, they are amazing, and they're Geminis, and so they have split personalities. And sometimes the other personality comes out, but I love that they're unique in their own way, and they face challenges differently. Right? I get to see how two girls who are raised in the same house with me under the same, rules and responsibilities, and how they are so different, and how they just show up in life. And I really support their uniqueness, but they have challenges, right? And they think that they're the only ones, and nobody understands. And I'm like, I get it. I promise you I didn't just get here yesterday. But I also am in a different age, in a different generation than they are. And I have to tell them, you are not alone. And I will be bringing them with me. I hope we'll be going to Columbus State in August, and Faith goes to University of Kentucky. So when she comes home, if it makes sense, I will bring her with me. But Hope will be with me. She was here earlier today because I left my badge. I wish she could have stayed, but she had to get to work. Because they just turned 20, and the things that you all are talking about are the same things that they're dealing with, and the same thing, bullying. I was bullied in 7th, 8th grade, and all through high school. Hope dealt with that. Faith deals with, leaving her friends and feeling very isolated, and, I don't have someone who I can talk to and that understands what I'm going through. That's my age, and I'm like, there are resources, there are places, and it's tough. It is tough for kids these days, and I think that the violence doesn't make it, the ongoing violence doesn't make it any easier. Social media, so much pressure comes from social media, and I just had this conversation with Hope about I'm fortunate enough to grow up in a time where we didn't have social media. And then that came, I was still in my early 20s, but I didn't have that in high school. I didn't have that. I was entering college. And I couldn't imagine the pressure that you all face having to, have social media and then trying to just find who you are for yourself and then having all of these things come at you. But you are inspiring, right? Because you get to deal with these things head on in a community, within community, and support each other in ways that you will see today, but then I promise you 20 years from now, you'll be like, oh my gosh, when I was at Day of the Girl, I got to X, Y, and Z, and you will bring that with you 20 years later. I feel that way. When I was at Day of the Girl, I had posted just a few months ago, the last time I experienced joy. And it was a video from me and my homegirl singing. Dayla was there, and another young lady. We were just singing and then dancing in the back. And I will probably reshare it on my story so folks can see. And I was like, that was the last time that I experienced pure joy. Coming to the Day of the Girl. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of something so transformational. That when I think about what that experience did for me, it makes my heart smile. I am looking forward to the conversations that we'll have in a couple of days. I had to say to someone the other day, talking about my mental health journey has been a journey. I started talking about it at the age of 37. I was first diagnosed with depression at 16. So from 16 to 37, I never talked about having depression with anyone. Right? And I talk about it now because I know that what it does for me, but I know what it can do for someone else. To say, well, she could do it, I can do it too. She lives a great life, I can do it too. I'm not alone. And so happy to be in these conversations to share, like, I deal with the same things that everybody else deals with. I am you all. Yes. I am each and every one of you. And each and every one of you are me. Yes. I am not unique. I do have a platform, and I use this platform each and every single day to uplift the voices of you all. So I am honored to be your county commissioner and serve in this space to make sure that you all and all of us together can thrive and not just survive. So I will see you all in a few days, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you again. So one last thing that I'll say about our gratitude for your investment so that the community knows that when you invest in healthy girls, they become healthy women. Mm-hmm. And those are the healthy women that will raise healthy families, and that's what we need for our community. So thank you, and God bless.
Absolutely. If there are no additional comments or questions, I move for approval of Resolution 58824.
Second. Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 58824 has been adopted.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
Our economic development plan.
Resolution number 58924. Review of petition to annex 132.471 acres, more or less, from Brown Township to the City of Columbus, case number ANX-11-24.
Good morning, Commissioners, County Administration. Walter Dillard, Assistant Director for Economic Development and Planning. And at this time, I'm going to defer to the Franklin County's Prosecutor's Office to address this resolution.
Good morning, Commissioners. Janine Hummer on behalf of Gary Tyke, Prosecuting Attorney. I'm a bit humbled since I have to follow such a moving accommodation for that resolution and just talk about annexation. So I will not be receiving any applause today, I understand. This resolution is before you to correct and a previously passed resolution that had incorrect jurisdictions noted in the resolution. What this resolution does not do is change the findings of fact that the commissioners made. We did move those findings into the body of the resolution after the Be It Resolved clause. What you will see is that the annexation will be for acreage from Brown Township to the City of Columbus. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, Move for approval of Resolution 58924.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 58924 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jobs and Family Services.
Resolution number 59024, resolution approving a contract extension for on-site case management services between the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services and The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center in the amount of $206,520.86.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Carmen Barnes, Assistant Director, Job and Family Services. This is the first of two optional one-year renewals permitted under the agreement approved last year. By having case managers present at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, we are able to provide better quality service and shorter wait to patients who need access to all of the services provided through Job and Family Services. In exchange for the case management services, the hospital will reimburse FCD-JFS a monthly amount not to exceed $22,168.61. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 59024.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 59024 has been adopted. Resolution number 59124, resolution authorizing contracts with Clarity Solutions Group, LLC, OPEX Corporation, and Pitney Bowes Incorporated for the provision of equipment, software, and maintenance services related to the return mail solution for Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services in the amount of $610,617.88.
So our agency receives thousands of pieces of mail from residents each year. They include applications and verification documentations. A lot of the processing of this mail is largely manual. Under this agreement and with the purchase of this equipment, we will be able to extract the mail and scan it into our databases, centralize our outgoing mail printing operations, and automate many mass mailings, which will help improve our efficiency and timeliness. The resolution will approve 5-year contracts with Pitney Bowes and OPEX and a 1-year contract with Clarity Solutions. This resolution also authorizes supplemental appropriations in the amount of $26,672,000 to support these contracts during calendar year 2024. Pending any questions, I ask for the approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 59124.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 59124 has been adopted. Resolution number 59224, resolution approving a subaward agreement with the Central Community House of Columbus Incorporated, doing business as Central Community House for the Transit Arts Youth Engagement and Employment Program in the amount of $219,657.91.
The Franklin County Board of Commissioners recognized gun violence as a significant issue for residents and identified the need for youth community programs that offer year-round enrichment activities as well as employment and skills training. Transit Arts Year-Round Youth Engagement and Employment Program helps address that need. Under this award, 100 low-income Franklin County youth and young adults ages 12 through 24 will have the opportunity to participate in year-round weekly work groups that offer support and creative engagement, soft skills development, social-emotional learning, networking, and mentoring pairing. In the summer months, 15 of the youth and young adults will have the opportunity to participate in a 9-week arts-focused summer employment program. This resolution fulfills a long-term action step of the Rise Together Blueprint Goal number 11, and it also supports the Franklin County Resolution number 0547-22, declaring gun violence as a public health crisis. Pending any questions, I ask for approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 59224.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 59224 has been adopted. Resolution number 59324, resolution authorizing the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services Director to enter into a subgrant agreement with the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services for the provision of the Refugee Support Services.
In 2022, our agency was awarded a 3-year grant by the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services to implement a regional refugee support services program designed to assist eligible refugees in becoming self-sufficient. We partner with a collaborative of nonprofits and resettlement agencies to administer this program. In this third and final year of the grant cycle, Funding for the RSS program will continue to ensure a full range of services are available to eligible refugees, services that include employability instruction, job placement assistance, and job retention services. This resolution authorizes the Director of Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services to enter into a sub-grant renewal agreement with ODGFS for the provision of those services. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval of this resolution.
There are no comments or questions. Move for approval of Resolution 593-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 593-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 594-24, resolution approving a subboard agreement with the Vincentian Ohio Action Network for workforce recruitment and training services in support of Franklin County Cafe Overlook in the amount of $520,111.06.
Since 2022, the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services has partnered with the Vincentian Ohio Action Network to provide workforce recruitment and training services in support of Cafe Overlook, located in this Franklin County government building. Through this partnership, participants are offered workforce readiness training and retention services, seeking employment in food service and hospitality industries. Under this agreement, VOAN will recruit and train 50 residents for employment opportunities with Cafe Overlook and other food service and hospitality industry employers. The trainees will receive 6 weeks of paid on-the-job training to include soft skills instruction. They will also receive supportive services and counseling with job retention and support. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 594-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 594-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 595-24, resolution authorizing supplemental appropriations for social services contracts.
We are respectfully requesting supplemental appropriations in the amount of $7 million in social services, as well as adjustments to the revenue estimates. This request has been prepared with and submitted by the Office of Management of Budget. The appropriations are necessary in order to begin awarding federal fiscal year 2025 social service contracts. And we have Director Telerik or Deputy Fiscal Director Lauren Stahl on hand if you have any questions about the resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 595-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 595-24 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Justice Policy and Programs.
Resolution number 596-24, resolution authorizing a sub-grant award agreement with Columbus Coalition for the Homeless on behalf of Central Ohio Restored Citizens Collaborative for the planning and implementation of the 2024 Central Ohio Restored Citizens Summit under the FY 2021 Justice Assistance Grant in the amount of $5,000.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Caitlin Looney, representing the Office of Justice Policy and Programs. Since 2012, the Central Ohio Restored Citizens Collaborative has presented the Restored Citizens Summit for justice-impacted residents and community partners. The event is designed to empower restored citizens to gain the tools needed to become successful and productive citizens by making available community resources and providing wraparound support. The 2024 event is taking place on August 15th at Columbus State Center for Workforce Development, and this $5,000 subgrant award agreement funded through our JAG funding will be used to offset the cost of keynote speakers and facilitators who have shown exceptional leadership and dedication to the reentry field. For residents who would like to attend, they can register for this free event at centralohiorcc.com/events. And pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 596-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 596-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 597-24, resolution authorizing an extension and modification to the subgrant award agreement with Hope Dealer Community Incorporated through the COVID-19 Recovery Grant in the amount of $56,914.75.
Hope Dealer, Inc. was originally awarded $100,000 to operate their drop-in center, the Hope Resource Center, on the west side of Columbus for a one-year period ending June of this year. Given the availability of additional COVID-19 recovery funds and the outstanding achievement of grant deliverables, including over 200 linkages to substance use treatment, holding weekly recovery support groups, and providing harm reduction tools and linkage to holistic health services, We are requesting authorization to award an additional $56,914.75 to this organization and extend the award period to June 30th of 2025. These funds will allow Hope Dealer, Inc. to continue and expand their operation. Pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 597-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce. Resolution number 597-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 598-24, resolution authorizing a professional service contract agreement with Kimberly Flynn for peer support and case management services for residents served via Pathways Achieving Recovery by Choice in the amount of $37,000.
The Pathways program is our office's longest-running program, and it continues to grow and evolve, providing women in our Franklin County Jail access to cognitive behavioral tools, peer support, and wraparound case management services as they return to our community to reduce their likelihood of returning to incarceration. This resolution requests the ability to expand our peer support team by adding Kimberly Flynn, a well-known peer and human trafficking advocate in our community. This will be a one-year contract with Ms. Flynn to provide pre- and post-release peer services for the Pathways participants. Pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 598-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 598-24 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Public Facilities Management.
Resolution number 599-24, resolution authorizing a supplemental contract with Johnson Controls Fire Protection LP for the provision of safety and security services to replace the man-down system and the Hendon equipment for the intercom and door control systems for the Franklin County Correctional Center 2 in the amount of $1,938,637.17.
Good morning, Commissioners. Darla Reardon, Director, Public Facilities Management. This resolution provides for the approval of a supplemental contract with Johnson Controls Fire Protection LP to replace the existing person-down system and the head-end equipment for the intercom and door control systems for the Franklin County Correction Center 2 at Jackson Pike under the State of Ohio State Term Schedule. Pending any questions, we request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 599-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 599-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 624, resolution authorizing execution of a parking rental agreement with Osers Broad Street LLC for leased parking spaces in support of the operation of county agencies located at Memorial Hall in the amount of $96,000.
This resolution renews our one-year parking rental agreement for leased spaces in the Osers parking garage adjacent to Memorial Hall. Continued rental of these supplemental spaces ensures we have adequate parking for building residents and visitors utilizing the services of county agencies in Memorial Hall. Pending any questions, we request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 600-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 600-24 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Next is purchasing.
Resolution number 601-24, resolution authorizing contracts with 25 vendors for the provision of advertising services for the use by any Franklin County agency, court, board, or commission.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Perry Balanier, Director of Purchasing, and joining me is D'Amica Withers, Chief Economic Equity and Inclusion Officer for the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. As stated, this resolution would approve contracts with multiple vendors to provide advertising services to county agencies, boards, courts, and commissions. These services are wide-ranging and will support advertising through radio, television, print, digital, and social media platforms, and many other avenues. The contracts resulted from a competitive RFP process, and they will be in effect for a period of 3 years with one optional 2-year extension period available. The resolution seeks your approval of contracts with 25 vendors and requests that authority be granted to the county administrator to execute a contract with a 26th vendor upon receipt of a signed contract that is substantially similar to those included here. Pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 601-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 601-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 60224, resolution authorizing contract modification number 2 with Monterey Consultants Incorporated to extend staff augmentation support and to extend the timeline for Project 2 at an increase in the amount of the contract not to exceed $221,450 for a revised total of $1,016,654.
Commissioners, this resolution requests approval of a second contract modification with Monterey Consultants. Under this modification, Monterey will provide the purchasing department with an additional 6 months of staff augmentation. We will remove the automation roadmap deliverable from Project 1 and will extend the timeline for Project 2 through the term of the modification, which will be in effect through January 10 of 2025. The resolution also authorizes a transfer of appropriations in the amount of $221,450 to fund the total increase of the modification. And pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 60224.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 60224 has been adopted. Resolution number 60324, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $8,520,815.44.
This resolution, Commissioners, requests your approval of 148 purchase orders for which the county auditor has pre-certified available funding. And D'Amica has your SEBE data for you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. Good morning again, Commissioners and County Administration. 18 of the purchase orders being presented today are being awarded to small and emerging businesses totaling $1,048,26.20. These awards are distributed as follows: 2% to small and emerging businesses, 9% to women-owned businesses, 1% to minority-owned businesses, and 1% to disadvantaged-owned businesses. Once approved, 9 agencies will have provided equitable and inclusive opportunities to small businesses this week. That includes the Auditor's Office, Court of Common Pleas, Domestic Relation and Juvenile Court, Emergency Management, Engineers' Offices, General Services, Job and Family Services, Public Facilities Management, and the Sheriff's Department. Pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval on this resolution.
Mr.
Commissioner
President.
Grady has a question.
D'Amica, can you give me the number again?
Yes, it's $1,048,26.20.
I have a different, what's the $8 million number that I have on my, for resolution 60324?
That's the sum of each of those 148 purchase orders included under that resolution,
Okay.
the dollar value.
Okay,
And that was the SEBE number that I presented.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Is there a motion? Is it-
If there's no additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 60324.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 60324 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 60424, resolution approving one purchase order for the Franklin County Coroner's Office in the amount of $1,700.
This resolution, Commissioners, as stated, requests your approval of one purchase order. The county auditor has pre-certified available funding, and pending any questions, I would ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 60424.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 60424 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 60524, resolution authorizing consent to the issuance of tax and lease revenue anticipation and refunding bonds by the Franklin County Convention Facilities Authority and documents and matters related to the issuance of such bonds.
Now it's just becoming a toy.
That's right. Good morning, Commissioners, County Administration. I'm Josh Grossman with Dinsmore and Scholl, and we're bond counsel for this transaction. I also have with me today Jordan Edmonds, the in-house counsel for the Franklin County Convention Facility Authority, as well as Tom Raschuda with Baker Tilly, and they are municipal advisor to the authority for this matter. This resolution is to give the county's consent for the authority to issue its bonds in an amount up to $228 million to be used for the purposes of refunding the outstanding 2014 bonds, as well as tendering and/or refunding a portion of the outstanding 2020B bonds. Both of these are for debt service savings. The objectives or the plan of finance is hoping to accomplish reducing short-term debt service savings over the next couple of years to free up additional cash for the authority to use on other pressing needs. It will also reduce the reserve requirements in the rental reserve fund and the debt service reserve fund, which also will free up cash. The consent is necessary given the outstanding documentation that the county has entered into with the city and the convention facility authority. And the resolution also authorizes certain documents that are necessary in connection with the plan of finance. So pending any questions or comments, we respectfully request your adoption of this resolution.
Yeah, why isn't the client here? Where's your client? Okay. So, can you tell me, come up to the mic there. Can you tell me what the, who the underwriters are on the deal?
We're Jordan Edmonds, in-house counsel for the authority. We're currently, we've solicited proposals and qualifications from a number of underwriting firms. We're reviewing those, and we will be building a team out here in the next week or so. We're, in fact, based on the final size of the 2 issuances, we have a second resolution after this, determine the number of underwriters that we're going to need in the syndicate, and then move forward with building that team.
Are you gonna split the deal? Or are you gonna do it all as one package?
There will be one underwriting syndicate for the convention center deal and a separate one for the hotel deal that we will discuss next.
Okay. So I just want to be clear, and I mentioned this to your CEO, that I expect that you do your effort to ensure that the construct of the syndicate is diverse.
Yes.
And I know that there have been a number of entities that come in and I've seen the tender as well as the refunding, and they're good deals. But I just want to make sure that when we issue our debt, or when we even restructure debt, that we're as inclusive as possible. And so I hope that I'm supporting this, but I expect that you'll come back and share with us, either just by call, you don't have to come stand before the commission, but what that syndicate looks like.
Yes, absolutely.
That'd be expected.
Yeah.
And then also, I'm curious, what's the PV on the deal overall?
Good morning. So for the convention center side of things, we're looking at about a net present value of $6.4 million currently. And so
What's the percentage? What's that percentage come to?
That percentage, it's roughly in the about 4 to 5% range currently.
All right. All right. Good.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, if there are no additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 60524.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 60524 has been adopted. Resolution number 60624, resolution approving the issuance of lease revenue anticipation refunding bonds, Series 2024, by the Franklin County Convention Facilities Authority, and authorizing the execution and delivery of a supplemental lease agreement, a supplemental sublease agreement, a supplemental cooperative agreement, and other documents and matters relating to the issuance of such bonds and the improvements to be refinanced thereby.
So this resolution, we're shifting gears over to the hotel side for the Convention Facility Authority. The authority is planning to issue up to $160 million of bonds to refund the outstanding 2010 hotel bonds. Those were issued as Build America bonds.
Perhaps.
We're also trying to, it was part of the plan of finance, consolidating the existing debt service reserve fund and rental reserve fund into a new reserve fund ahead of the county's appropriation. The hope here is to eliminate the risk of the subsidy payments tied in with the BABs. As you may be aware, the subsidy originally started out at 35%. It's since been reduced 5.7%, and there's a legitimate concern that it could be reduced further and/or eliminated in the future. So this would provide additional protection for the authority. It will also give us the opportunity to put in a better call feature, refunding feature in the future, giving us more optionality for future debt service savings. and also will provide nearly identical debt service over the next 8 or so years, just prior to that period of hopeful callability down the road. Again, this is a consent resolution for the same reasons as the prior resolution, and pending any questions or comments, we respectfully request your adoption of this resolution.
Yeah, I'm just curious, what are you going to do, a 5-year call, or what's your call going to be?
We're currently looking at options, but the thought would be anywhere between an 8 and a 10-year call.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. If there are no additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 60624.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 60624 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thanks, look forward to hearing from you.
Resolution number 60724, resolution authorizing consent to the execution of documents between the Columbus Zoological Park Association, Zumbizi Bay LLC, and the Delaware County Finance Authority.
Good morning again, Commissioners. Zach Telerik with the Office of Management and Budget. The Columbus Zoological Park Association and Zumbizi Bay, which is a for-profit entity created and controlled by the Columbus Zoological Park Association, desire to enter into an agreement with the Delaware County Finance Authority for the purpose of obtaining a sales tax exemption on improvements being made related to the construction and installation of a new water slide attraction. Pursuant to the lease approved by Resolution 694-03, both the city and the county are required to acknowledge and consent to the execution of any documents that may impact any sublease that would be required. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 607.
I'm sorry, I do have a question.
Oh,
I'm sorry, thank you, Commissioner Crowley. So, have we done that before? Exhibit just one attraction, essentially?
I think this is a new, they have not before entered into an agreement with their finance authority, the Delaware County Finance Authority, to achieve the sales tax exemption on the supply. So this was an opportunity where they could save about $200,000.
Yeah, I mean, it's just never heard of that before.
I think this is the first one that I'm aware of that has been brought to this board as part of the
Okay,
Columbus Zoo lease.
interesting. All right. So the motion was made. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 60724 has been adopted.
All right, that concludes our regular agenda. Are there any journalizations?
Yes, we have one. Case number ANX-14-24, an expedited Type 2 annexation petition, ANX-14-24, was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on July 10th, 2024. The petition is requesting to annex 6.4 acres from Truro Township to the city of Columbus. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on September 10th, 2024. The sites are 157 McNaughton Road, PID number 263-000269, and 187 McNaughton Road, PID number 263-000270.
Okay, that concludes our regular agenda.
President Boyce, just really quick.
Yeah,
The
BCA
ribbon
business.
cutting will be immediately following today's general session right here on Mound Street. The commissioners are going to, if their staff is in the room, we can escort them to their stations. I know folks are waiting. And then following that, I think you all have something else out here, so.
But I don't want to gloss over this too much, so folks understand. We're unveiling our mobile units, and this is really our ability as a Board of Commissioners to take Franklin County out into the community and public. You know, sometimes we're recognizing how difficult it is for our resident to be able sometimes to navigate downtown Columbus, whether it's parking, traffic, or whatever, and then figure out this huge facility in this campus and where to go. And the idea is that these mobile units will be our ability to take these resources to your neighborhood and community. And so we want you to call in and schedule the mobile unit to visit your community. And we hope that when you do, you're able to access all the services and resources of Franklin County, not just of the unit, because you'll be able to access the information that's there that day, but also dig deeper into Franklin County. So come and join us. Come out and check it out, and it should be fun. Yep, thank you. That concludes our meeting. Let's do it.